My man,
What's up, Brett?
how are you?
I'm chilling, man. I'm good, man.
Are you
How
are
you
you
doing?
chilling? You
Yeah,
feeling
man.
good? Where are you
Yeah.
in? Where are you?
I'm in MIA somewhere, truthfully. I'm on the beach. I think that's where we at, somewhere like that. I just woke up and they said, we in Miami, right? We in Miami, Brett.
I love it. You know what? If one day I want to wake up and ask somebody else where the hell I am, that's my goal in life. That's my goal.
That's where
Wayne,
we at.
I, I love it. I love the fact that a week before Christmas I get to talk to you. I get to talk to, as I said before you came on, to the goat who gets to drink with another goat, right? 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 Little
Yeah,
Bumbu.
toast, yeah. Oh, oh,
Oh, oh,
oh, oh.
that's where'd you get
Yeah,
that?
I keep my personal. I don't really, so you got to keep it personal about it on you. So you just right. Hold on, Brett. Hold on, Brett. Hold on, Brett. Hold
Oh,
on,
I
Brett.
love this.
Hold on, Brett. Oh. Hold on, Brett. Hold on, Brett.
Oh, that's what I'm
Oh,
talking about. Ah!
toast, Brett. Toast, man. That's how you do
You
it,
won
man.
up. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers, man. Now, what you was saying?
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. So, Wayne, I do this series, I do this series called Self Made. I started it a few years ago.
Yeah.
I get to talk to amazing people in music, in sports, in business, in entertainment.
No,
Um,
the people get to talk to amazing you.
oh no, no. I'm all about. I need inspiration. I'm
Okay.
always looking for inspiration. And
Okay.
growing up, everything looked easy because everybody who was successful looked like they got it easy. But it's not easy. It's not.
At all. Looks are
And
deceiving,
I
though.
like to hear correct. And I love to hear the hard part because you are everybody's favorite rapper.
Thank you.
What I ask everybody the same thing in the beginning. What does self-made mean to you?
Self-made to me. Excuse me, I can hear y'all. Ladies, I can hear y'all.
Yeah, shut them up.
Ladies. Um, self-made to me, it means everything, truthfully, Brett. It means you put it, it's not that you didn't need help, because don't listen to anybody that say they got to where they got anywhere successfully without any help. It's impossible. So, self-made, I believe, to me, self-made, it's a belief. It's an internal thing. It's a mentality, a mind frame. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Yep.
again, no one got to where they got without any help. So self-made to me it's a mind, it's a mentality, a mind frame. And so when you get to wherever you're trying to get to, you get there and you believe, you know what I mean? You get there with that mind frame that I did this. I did this with help, but I also did this by myself. You know what I mean? And
So, so,
because of
so,
course there's some things that we can there's some things that we can do that we actually need help through the whole way. What I mean by that is we need help to someone need to tell us how to think. Someone need to tell us that you need to go left when it's time to go left. So you know what I mean? To me, okay, well, that's not self-made. But if you are the person that's telling someone to go left when it's time to go left, if you are the person that's saying we should do this when it's time to do this, I believe that's self-made. I became,
so,
yeah.
if I think about it from my perspective, and to me, I love reflecting because I'm trying to figure out who the fuck I am. But I think of it as my father taught me hard work, and my mother taught me never to give up.
Okay.
And that's where I get my inspiration. That's where I get my identity. Where do you think you get that self-made drive? If you know what I mean? Like, where does it
Mm-hmm.
come from?
Mine comes strictly from my mother, Jacita Dewan Carter. Um, she raised me. My grandmother raised me from 1 to 11. That's Mercedes Carter. See her name right there, Mercy. I got Messi, Mercy. Uh, and My mom picked me up around 11. My mom took, you know what I mean? So I was raised by two strong women, you know what I mean? And my mom always wore the pants in the house, meaning, you know, my stepfather, Reginald, he passed when I was 14. You know what I mean? She still was, you know what I mean? So meaning at 14, she still had to become dad again. You know what I mean? So with that said, my mom was the driving force to me just sitting back looking like, okay, you don't just sit on your ass. You got to go do it. And she then also always knowing her reason for it. Her reason was always specifically for me, you know, and just hearing she would, you know, she would gloat off of that. That was her, whatever, you know, us as rappers, we make whatever, we get on these songs and we say we got this, we got that. That was her, I got this, I got that. Look at my son. Look at how hard I work and look at what I've gotten from my son. My son don't want a damn thing. Christmas is every day for this guy. Birthday is every day for this kid because of how hard I work. She taught me that.
When do you, clearly you didn't think about that as your kid? Shit, I fucking hated my mother when I was little. Like when does that kick in where you realize these women have given everything for me? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, Brett, when you come from where I come from, you know, fortunately, unfortunately, poverty, it hits you at a young age. It hit me back then at 11, at 10 years old. It hit you at a young age that okay, I'm raised by two unique women. Because what that said is you got your homies who they only got a dad. Some people, you know what I mean? So some they only got a father. Some homies and you know, so you notice that okay, I don't have none of that. I have my mom, I have my grandmother. And you notice at a young age that I have.
Do you think this is a strange thing to ask? Do you think you were old young? Do you know what I mean? Like you thought more mature than you were. You wanted things ahead of everybody else around you. You saw things ahead of you.
Definitely, Brett. You know, I was one of those kids that, you know, I was told a million times a day, you've been here before. You know, like that was quote unquote. They told me that I was told that at least twice a day. You've been here before. You've been here before. And so, yeah, that means I was thinking ahead of, I guess, what everyone expected me to be thinking or whatever, whatever. But honestly, Brett, these days, that's every kid walking now, just
Yeah,
because of what they have, just because of the things they have at their right there at their fingertips. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So credit us from the credit the guys that was that way from our time. We didn't have none of those things at our fingertips. This where we got it from. We had to go ahead and seek it and figure it out.
So who did you look up to as a little kid? Who were your inspirations? Who were people that you followed?
Uh, number one, no one in the world was better, bigger, stronger, tougher, smarter, none of that than my grandmother Mercy and my mom Sita. So I looked up to them first and foremost. Now, once I become, you know, got a little older and was able to go out and about and develop, you know, other things I was interested in and other people I was interested in for whatever reason that became people like people from off the block, big homies. I want to be like them. You know what I mean? No more, no less. I want to be just like Bubba, my big cousin. And my mama would know exactly who I'm trying to be like. So I got fussed at a lot about that. Like, you ain't no damn Bubba. You better, you know what I mean? So that's what I want to be. I want to be Bubba.
But I imagine I had this conversation. I had a self-made with Nipsey, and Nipsey would talk about same thing. And the idea of I'd see the guys around the block, and I wanted to be just like them. I
Hmm.
wanted to pop my trunk and do anything I could just to do better. Like,
Hmm.
do you imagine that idea of everything around you was your inspiration?
Um, I would say for me, Brett, I would actually say no because those people I want, you know, those things that I wanted, I noticed that I was able to do them in a heartbeat, and so so it became like I don't want this no more because everything around me was only it was not enough. I wanted more, so I would believe that I probably found inspiration within myself. Yeah, because everything around me is obviously is inspired. It's in my fabric. It's who I am, and it's a part of me, and I can't go no, you know what I mean? That's who I am. But I never looked around to it for inspiration. When I did look around to it, I noticed that it wasn't enough that I was looking around to. So I needed to move up and out.
What did you want to be when you were little?
Everything.
But nothing stood out?
No, that was nothing specific, nothing that I wanted. I always wanted to be everything. When I was in class, I wanted to be the teacher that was teaching. When the teacher started teaching and teaching us about a person or something, I wanted to be the person they were teaching about. You know, when we got out of class, whoever was on the yard doing something better than that, I wanted to be that person. So therefore, I started being the one that raps. So y'all don't have to look at the guy that's so cold, that's so good and playing basketball every day. The girls don't have to go over there and jump rope. Everybody about to come by tune and form a circle around me and listen to me rap for lunchtime. I want to be that. I always want to be the I guess the attention grab. I want to be everything, like I told you, and I
The
had to figure it out.
the teacher. The teacher.
Exactly, exactly.
So then when did music kick in then? Like when did that become your calling?
Music was always a part of you know, music has to be a natural thing. It doesn't have to be music, you find music however, but music for me was a natural thing, meaning I was raised by my grandmother, you know. So with that said, the gap in music will be so different, you know, as far as a kid. And these days it's totally different, you know. I mean, these
Yeah.
days everybody listens to the same thing. Grandma about to post, you know, everything's different. Back then it was, you know, don't cut that music up in my house. You know, don't cut that shit on in my house. That shit, call that cussing. That was different. So for me, music, I found music it was natural. And when I was about 5 years old, my grandmother was calling me into the living room to sing Michael Jackson for her friends and to dance and all that type of stuff. So it was without me even knowing why. You could have, after an hour and a half of performing for her people, you could have, for my grandmother's friends, you could have pulled me to the back room and asked me, why did you do that? I wouldn't have had no answer.
You like being the center of attention?
I
Do you
love
like
being the center of attention.
back then, is it did you think you were good at it?
Uh, you know what? I don't think at that time that I was worried if I was good or bad. I think I was more worried about impressing. You know, so I was more worried about what did you think? How did you think I was at it? You know, do you think I was good at it? And if you thought I was good at it, then to me, I was great at it.
Has that changed?
No, has not changed.
So
That's why I get on the stage every night and tell them those three important things. I ain't shit without you. I always tell them and let them know.
I think that's so interesting. And what does that say about you in the sense of it's not, you're not looking for happiness yourself. It's other people telling you, you know what, you've made me happy. You know what I mean?
I guess I believe that I guess I'm here for that reason or whatever, and I live that out. I've always with my music, I've always seeked approval. I've never put it in your face and said that's what it is and it's the best. You know, no, I've always seeked approval. I said I was the best rapper alive when someone else told me you the best rapper alive. You know what I mean? I didn't jump
So
out there
what,
and say I'm the
so,
best.
so Wayne, take like, I was thinking about you tonight and the fact that everybody I know is saying, oh my God, I love him. He's my favorite. At this point in your career, does that mean anything?
I mean everything. That's why that's the Brett. That's the reason. Not. I mean, other than that, it's naturally impossible for me to stop. But that is a huge part of the reason why I am still doing what I do. Like it is my first day of ever doing it, because they tell me that they love me and they put me as the best and they say they need it, and I love everything about that. I live for that.
So do you read the negative? Do you read the
Uh,
comments? Do you read the
I don't read
negative?
any comments truthfully, but I don't read the good or the bad. I
So
don't
how
even
do
know
you
how to
know?
get to the comments.
How do you know if they like it or not? You know what I mean?
uh, I think that's, you know, thank God, it's obvious. That's how I know.
All right. All right. So take me back. So I read this. I have no idea if it's fucking true. You wrote your first rap song at age of
Brett,
8.
Brett, let me answer
Yep.
that question for you a little bit. That was a little vague. Let me answer that. How do I know? I know they like it because Brett look into music, and before I stepped into it, they had music. Everyone looked a certain way. Everyone did a certain thing. Look at me, and now look at music. They all look like me.
You like that?
I
Do
love
you
it.
like
If I
you?
didn't, I'd be the first. I'd be on every song and say, "You niggas look like me. Y'all trying to be like me. You taking my style." No, I love it. Let's get it. Yeah.
But I find it interesting because when I was on Young Money Radio on Apple, and I said you asked me like something about being successful, and I said you got to find your own lane, and you
Mm-hmm.
said that's exactly right. Don't copy me, but you want to be copied because that is
Oh
saying,
no, I'm not being copied. I'm not being copied. Not at all. Copied is different now, bro. Copied is that we don't have a game for the Lil Waynes. We don't have that would be being copied. No one tries. That's what I always, and that'd be the first thing I always say when when I'm being interviewed, and everybody, and the first question always be, "What do you think about these new artists trying to be like you and look like you?" And I was like, none of them trying to be like me. Like maybe they go get some tattoos in their face or something like that, and the grill or something like that. But they ain't trying to be like me. They might put Lil on the front of their name or Baby after it, but they don't sound nothing like me. They don't you know what I mean. They never been through what I've been through. They're not from where I'm from. So therefore, right there, everything is about to be different. They're totally them. What's the reason they're even doing music? Sometimes 9 times out of 10, I hope that I'm the reason they're doing music. That alone, right there, makes that alone right there is a blessing, and that alone right there lets you know that they're not trying to be like me. They're actually paying homage and saying you are the reason
yep.
I am someone. That's all that
So
is.
so okay. So who were those
You
people
gotta
in
be
your
me. You gotta
mind
be you.
that were
You gotta
for
be you.
you? So so who were those people in your mind for you? Who are the when you think back when you're 8, 9, 10, 12, 15? Who are
Yeah.
those people in your mind?
Who are those people in my mind? What?
Who are those people who that you looked up to in music that you wanted
Okay.
to that you got your inspiration?
I got you. The first person off top, when I even knew when I even knew what a melody or harmony was Michael Jackson. That was my first inspiration. Period. There was nobody else that even sang a song like that. That once I grew up and got a little older and it was Jay-Z, and it's been Jay-Z. And after that, it was
So
me.
those two, really.
Yeah. I am my biggest fan. I am my biggest critic. So that's after that, I've been focused on me and no more. And anybody around me, any artist, everyone to tell you that. Any artist in the game would tell you they already know. Oh, Tune, Lil Wayne, he don't listen to nobody else but himself. And they'll be like, nah, it's not. He not listening to his. I mean, I'm not listening to my albums I put out. I'm listening to the song I just recorded last night, and that's why I don't listen to nothing but myself. And I have no time to actually listen to no one else because I'm still working on me. And so when I do hear something else and oh my God, if I like it or if I love it, to me, I look at it as it was meant to be, or as it's something about you or it. You know what I mean?
So where does Lil Wayne get inspiration? Where do you learn? Where do you I need to take walks. I need to get out. I need to experience things. I'll
Mm-hmm.
take input from everybody,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I'm formulating it. Where do you get that?
This crazy as world,
Do
plain
you
and simple.
read? Do you
Plain,
read? Do
you
you?
don't. I read. I read. I read. I watch a whole lot of television. And another thing, what I find unique about myself, and the people, the new average person today is, again, another thing about me that anyone to tell you, I don't know nothing about social media, bro. That's why when you ask me about comments and all that, I was like, I don't even know how to read them, bro. I don't know where they at. I don't know how to find a comment. So I don't know nothing about social media. So that right there makes me a alien to this world. So And so that therefore the things that I start to notice that the things that I am learning every day, and you know, we learn something new every day. I would notice that the things I am learning every day, you know, I get to compare those things and I get to talk about those things with my girl. And you know, of course, she knows about social. She knows everything that's going on. I get to talk to my kids, my sons. They know every damn thing about social media. But then I would notice that what I'm learning and what they learned today or yesterday is so minimal to what I've learned, you know? And that right
Yeah.
there, that right there, that's when my job comes in, to make sure that they as in my kids in my inner circle, learn the knowledge that I've taken in. Because when they
So
tell me
so
that what they learned today was that a new Jordan came out, or that somebody just shot the club up, or that somebody posted something and saying something bad about somebody, or something, that'd be about the only thing they learned of the day. And to me, I've been told them that I learned that, oh, you know, that the government had to release the files on the UFOs from the 40s and stuff like that. Like, wow, yeah. So that's the type of thing
so
I do.
so so I can't. I'm in a completely different business than you. I'm in the liquor business. I can't walk into a liquor
That's
store.
same business with you, Brett.
But Wayne, I can't walk into a liquor store. I can't look at other brands. It's overwhelming. Do you listen to other people's music?
No, that's exactly why, Brett. It's too overwhelming. When I do listen to it, it has to be Mac. It has to be Mac, and it has to be, you know, like I told you, it has to be natural. So what I mean by that is, it has to be my way of finding it. I found, so let's say Jack Harlow, the new kid Jack Harlow. I have been listening to Jack probably at least a year and a half before he came out, before I even did the song with him. I know he probably don't even know that. I think I mentioned it before, but I have been listening to him just because he popped up on TV one day, you know, like on my television screen one day. And I was like, man, this little kid's spitting, this dude's spitting. And there was a song from a year, probably 2 years before I even did the song with him. I have different ways of finding you. I have a cousin who sends me beats. And he also, so in the midst of that, he'd be like, cuz, check out this new song I did. When he tell me to check that new song out, that new song is on something called SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So when I checks out his new song, another artist comes on, because all of a sudden, you know, so with that said, I got to know that I knew Doja Cat before she came out, before she got big, and she switched her whole shit up. So I know, so these are the ways I find certain, you know, I get to notice, and it's my way. That's how I discovered you. You know what I mean? And with that said, I always feel like whatever I did discover, I learned from that. It was meant to be discovered and meant to be learned by me.
How many hours a day are you in the studio?
What's an hour? What's that?
How, do you sleep more or do you record more?
I know what record mean, but that other word, it sounds like a long ass word that I don't. That's a different language. Now, Brett, don't be switching it up on yourself. Something about some sleep or something like that. That's a different. That is a totally different
So
language for me, but not
so
Brett.
so so when I asked Mac, I want to live with Wayne. I want to spend a week or two with Wayne. He's like, you're fucking nuts. You're nuts. Why is that the case? What am I
He would
gonna
probably
see?
he probably mean that because of the way I work, Brett. So let's take it. So okay, let's think about it. My 2 days ago, what I've done. Um, right now, I've been working on I Am Not a Human Being. So I did 2 songs just within my last 2 days. I did 2 songs on I Am Not a Human Being, my next solo album, I Am Not a Human Being 3. We about to put out the second half of No Ceilings 3. I think they about to put that out tomorrow or something like that. So I'm never finished working, so I snuck in a new one on there. And so I did that's 2 things. And also I had ASAP Ferg came through the studio. We was kicking it. He did a joint with me. Also, I'm working with Rich the Kid. Me and Rich did like 2 joints. And then after all that, I went to skate under the bridge at Light 11. We had that book from midnight to 5 a.m. I was trying to do a board to bank, and I didn't land it. And so therefore I went back last night. And I didn't go back the night after, because I tweaked my ankle, but then wifey iced it. So it felt better. So I went back last night. I landed the trick, and uh, everything I did after that was this. They just woke me up from off the couch and said, "Don't forget, you got to do the bamboo thing with Brett." So,
So I got so many questions based on that. So if you couldn't do music, what would you be doing?
so that would mean only. That would mean music wouldn't. That would have to mean music doesn't exist.
Correct.
That was only be the only way I can. So that would mean music doesn't. There's no. That would mean there would have to be no such thing as music. So I would mean probably the only the thing I would be doing is you called it earlier, teaching, man. I'd be teaching, man.
So let's take Nicki and Drake as an example. Do you
Okay.
get just as good a feeling helping somebody? Because think about it. Think about those two and your footprint. Does it feel just as good as your own music?
Oh, probably better, Brett. Probably better. To know that I have a part of what's going on with Nicki and Drake and anyone I've had Tiger, anyone I've had, you know what I mean, someone that I know for a fact. We started from the bottom. You know, I started from the ground. I helped them get to where they got, and I can only what you know. It's like a seed you only have to water once and it never stop growing, you know. So that's what I look at that as, and I just sit back and enjoy it. I enjoy the view. And yes, I do feel way better than I would feel about because I am a perfectionist, Brett. So even the stuff that I present to the world, I still have my, you know, like, oh, I should have said this, I should have did that. So with Nicki and with Dre and with anyone else that I've helped, there's no there's none of that. There's no, you know, you should have said this or you should have. It's always that's perfect. That is a perfect picture you painted. And so yes, I feel a lot better about what I've done with them and what I've been able to do for them.
Do you want to find the next? Do you look forward to finding the next Nicki and Drake?
No, there's no such thing. I hate when
No,
people
but I mean,
ask me that.
but I
I
don't
hate
mean
when people
them.
ask me that. There's no
No, no,
such
no, no,
thing
no,
as the
no, no.
next Drake or next Nicki.
No, no. I don't mean that. I mean the next girl, male or female, that you can put your footprint on, and I was part of that. Or
Um,
is it?
we
You can't just.
we do that, you know. So what happens is, um, I guess back then, Brett, when I did discover, you know, Drake and Nicki, the game was different. Music was different. So what I mean by that is music, they came in during a time where, you know, right before the whole social media pop off. And so they came in where music was, it had everybody's attention, meaning it had everybody looking to see what is next, who is next. And, you know, and then you got an option of, you got a choice to, okay, this is what's next. Do I like or do I, yay or nay? You know, that's not what it is these days, Brett. Now it's 1,000 new things a day, you know, and you're an artist now. So with that, given that fact, unfortunately, given that fact, it's not it's gonna be, you know, there's no you gotta be something. You gotta be more than someone to become a Drake or a Nicki these days. Cause
So
it's gonna just
so
right when you think you Drake or you Nicki, they about to post something of a little 6-year-old saying something that's more popular than
correct,
your song. So it don't even matter no more.
correct.
Yeah.
Are you happy? Are you happy that you're who you are, 10, 20 years ago versus coming out today?
Oh my God, bro. Uh, I am beyond elated that I am part of that culture, or you know, that time, that era, whatever you want to call it, you know, call me whatever, triple OG, whatever you want to call it. And that is, I am very proud of the fact that I come from when there was no such thing as, you know what I mean, there was no such thing as put this out and let me see how many likes I got. Well, excuse me, what? No, you got to get your ass off your sofa, your couch, and go buy my shit. And so for me to know that I was able to make 1 million people do that in the first week every time I drop, thank God. Ah, That's way better
So
than knowing that. That's way better than knowing that I got a million likes, and all of a sudden y'all call I done went platinum. No, stop. No, you make some real music to where someone would get out their bed, count their 15.99, and go walk their ass to a
correct.
store. And yeah, that's what I done, kids. Yeah, I done that.
You've done that, but
I done
do,
that.
do you reflect on that? The fact that you had to work that shit, like you just put it on fucking SoundCloud, and Post Malone told me he put it on SoundCloud the next while he's
Exactly.
sleeping.
I just told
Mac,
you I say my little cousin puts out music. He used to send me music. Hey, go check my new song out, big cuz it's on SoundCloud. You my little cousin. What the hell is you talking about? You know what I mean? So you exactly. That's how easy it is these days, bro.
So I'm curious, what was the moment back when you knew shit, someone recognizes me, someone knows who I am? When was that?
When I was 11 years old and I was rapping on the block. I was rapping on the block and you know, and back when I was rapping at school, I was rapping at school every day. And like I told you, I was forming a little circle at lunchtime. I mean, at lunchtime every day, I had the circle around me, everybody trying to hear, listen. That was fine. That was fine. But once I started doing it on the block and ain't no kids around, and there's only the big homies, these men, and they come in and they act, they come here, youngin, let me come here, look, say that little rap you did yesterday. Let me hear that again. Let him hear that. That's when now I'm getting my real approval. That's when I walk off from that situation. I'm walking back to the house like, I'm feeling myself. I'm rapping it to myself again, and I'm like, wow, I just got such and such, and that's how I got to Cash Money because one of the dudes from off the block was one of their artists. His name was Lil Slim, and so
Did
when
you
I went
did
to his
you
autograph signing, he introduced me to him.
did you know who Cash Money was at the time?
Cash Money was the biggest thing walking, and the biggest. There was no such thing as anything else as far as music in New Orleans. It was Cash Money and nothing else. Oh, that was,
Had
and
it
they had a rival called Big Boy Records. It was Cash Money Records, Big Boy Records. Nothing else mattered.
Was there anybody as young as you at that time?
No, 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 no. They had an artist named BG. When I was 11, he was about 14.
What was the next big break for you, you think?
Um, for me
Not
personally, my big
Yeah.
break for me personally was always me getting sick on I forget what tour it was, but it was a Hot Boys or Juvenile tour. But me getting sick on that tour was my big break
Why?
because I had to miss a few shows. And this was the kids back in the days. We used to have to download the whole show on this thing called a DAT. And therefore, you couldn't stop the show. You couldn't stop and say, hey, throw your fucking hands up. No, you couldn't do none of that. You just had to, once you press play, the show goes on. So whatever you got downloaded in that, you can't undownload it. You can't erase none of that. So with that said, I was sick and I had to miss a few shows, but my song still had to be performed every night because it was downloaded already in the shit. So therefore, Baby and them had to go on stage every night and say, "Hey, Lil Wayne's sick. He couldn't be here tonight, but we still gonna do his song for him. Y'all gotta sing this song for us." They went into that thinking, let's go football wise. Let's think about a football. Let's go sports and think that you just lost a key player on the team. And before the game, they have to do it like this. It's gonna be terrible, but we got to do it just to get through it. It was the biggest. Said Lil Wayne couldn't be here tonight. He said, Wayne, once I said that, I fucked the whole show up. And so he only did it. I think they only did it for like 3 to 4 nights. He had to literally adjust from saying Lil Wayne couldn't be here tonight because that would fuck the whole. He said he would literally see everybody like, oh, fuck the show. And so what happened was the reason why that was my big moment is because I didn't just come back once I got well. What happened was everybody knows the story if you're a Lil Wayne follower. Everybody knows. Slim was like, no, we're going to do it like this. And so therefore, every night after that, I went on stage with Baby saying, Lil Wayne couldn't be here tonight. The crowd going, oh. And he said, well, we still got to do his song for him. When the song come on, I'll run out there with no shirt. I'll do my song, Block is Hot. Let me tell you guys, that was so far along, that was so far back that there was no such thing as the internet or social media. So therefore, we was able to do that every night in a different city. You couldn't do you couldn't do that today because obviously you're gonna post it and be like, that nigga, there you go right there, that nigga ain't see. So that's awesome.
So
And from that time, nigga,
to
you
me,
couldn't even do that.
so to me, that means you had the power. You were Thor. You had it, right?
That's why I said that was the biggest moment. That's why I said that was the moment of my career. Me getting sick on that damn tour. That was the Cash Money Rough Rider tour too. Now that I think about it.
So where do you think, for everybody who's listening, where is Lil Wayne's struggles? Where are the struggles?
The struggles. What'd you say?
Where are the Lil Wayne's struggles? Where did you struggle?
For me, I would say my as far as going through coming up through my career, my struggles probably would have been I mean, like on wood, thank God for me to have to think this hard about a damn struggle. What my struggles was my struggles with I'll probably say me and uh the biggest struggle I dealt with, Brett, truthfully, in my career was when I had my legal situation going on with Cash
Yeah,
Money. That was my struggle. You know, other than that, man, I have been blessed to do what I
but
love and to love what I do. So it's impossible for there to be
but
any struggle. So that's why the biggest struggle would be for you putting a blockade on me and telling me that I can't do what I do and that's do what I love. And that's what was being done at that time. And so that was
so
the biggest struggle.
I to me, and I can't say I can relate, but I can say in the sense of I've been in a position where I couldn't launch a brand without somebody else saying okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the worst fucking feeling
Fucking
in the
fit.
whole
Yeah,
world.
I already know. I
It's
already
the
know.
worst. So I can imagine.
It had me
So
trying to
I'm
figure out what else to do. What else can I do? What should I do
correct.
to
But
yeah.
but I can imagine you can go to the studio and record music, but if you
That
can't put it out, what does that
fucking
do?
all then I was doing that, Brett. That's what I was doing. I was going there recording. I was doing songs with people and they knew they was doing the songs knowing that this shit ain't never coming out.
So why'd you do it? To pass time? To hope that
Oh no,
something's gonna happen the next day?
I did it because they thought it wasn't ever coming out. Oh, I knew my shit was gonna get right. Oh, I knew
How
it was
many
gonna
so,
pop.
how many songs do you think you have in the bank that's waiting to come out?
Brett, I record every single day of my life. Only time I don't record is when I've slept the day over. That's all because I've skated that whole day. Or we have something, job wise to do, or I'm chilling with it's a holiday or the kids or something like that. But other than that, Brett, I record too much. So as far as when you ask that question, I'm gonna answer it this way. I have a song from A, from the letter that I have songs that are titled from the letter A to the letter Z, also including some titles with numbers starting off from number 1 to the number 10, and I have that all the way from the year of I mean, and I have that in my possession when I was able to record my own music and keep it, meaning it didn't have to go to Baby, it didn't have to go to no one else. That started in 1999, 2000. So, Brett, I have A to Z, 1 to 10 from 2000.
Do you think that devotion, for example, I've talked to a lot of athletes, and the difference between an NBA player and someone who doesn't get to the NBA is at the end of the day, it's always about the amount of work they put in. It's the time, it's the effort, it's the devotion. Do you think that's part of it for you?
My time, my devotion, my effort that I put into this is a huge part of why I'm still here.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with why I'm here. The reason why I'm here is I'm blessed. I'm blessed with a talent. I'm blessed with a natural talent, and also blessed with a natural passion and love for what I do. You know what I mean? That's why that's the reason me working hard and going hard, and that like me telling you I work all day and every day and go back to the studio. That's the reason why I'm still here. The reason
Did, did
why I'm here is totally just simple and plain a blessing.
did you ever set goals? Like, I want to achieve, I want a Grammy. I want an album to hit gold, to hit, platinum. Did
Goals
you ever?
change. Goals change. You know, so I never had some main thing that said gotta get there because I was that goes that question that you asked me about people that motivate or inspire me around me when I told you that maybe the big homies around me inspired me, and then I got to where they were at and was like, then what? Now what? So goals change. So like I said, when I had Big Brother Juvie with him, and you know Juvie would come out solo album come out first, he go platinum first week and all that. That's when your motivation is okay. Well, when my album come out, I need to go platinum first week. I need to go more than that, and so goals change. So yes, I did hit those goals by the way. And then, like I said, you know, you at the skate park or something like that. I didn't land the board to bank. That go my goal. Now I need to get that board to bank. I landed last night. Now we was going for out of the gap to bank, and I didn't land that. So now that's my next goal. So
So
goals change, and I never made it one thing to say you got to get. This is my main goal. Nah.
it is. Do you have a goal in music next? Nothing.
Whatever's the next thing, whatever's the next you know, they can, if tomorrow something comes out that says you need to be this to be the number one person, I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then do something else.
Did you ever? Did you ever? And I get this. In the early days, this is 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I would be fearful that I would run out of ideas, and then it hit me. I'm never going to run out of ideas. It's
Mm-hmm.
never going to happen.
Impossible to. Impossible. I get headaches. I gotta tell myself stop. I gotta cut on music. I gotta run water. I gotta start talking to somebody because my mind won't stop thinking. I love my problem.
No, do you ever? The other fear I have is it's all going to go away.
Brett, it is. It is. That's why I use it up till there was. That's why when it does go away, I don't want to. I don't want to look back and be able to say, "Oh, I didn't get the most out of it. I didn't get. You know, I didn't do it the best I was able to do with this. Not. I already know that I accomplished that way 1,000 years ago.
So,
That's why the answer is I'm still here because now I'm just working it. I'm just, let's
so
get it.
Wayne, some people, including myself, I'm definitely in this category. I'm motivated by all the people who just say you can't do it. It can't happen. It's not going to work. You can't do it. Does that mean anything to you, or it's not about that?
It's never been about that. I pray for those people. I pray for those people that, you know, that because that shows you that they don't, that shows me a person that should be spending that thought and that time and that effort up on whatever something on themselves. And you know, that anyone that tells you you can't do nothing, then ask them what can they do and what can't they do. And so that never mattered to
It
me. You know, so I
it
watch
never
too much
mattered.
sports. Yeah, I watch too much sports, and what I mean by that is, you get to watch journalists talk about athletes all day, and these journalists they never played a lick of whatever they're talking about, but they're very critical. You know, and they also understand that I'm nothing nowhere like the person I'm being critical towards. And right there, that gap, the way they bridged that gap right there, that right there helped me. That helped me a lot and showed me that whatever someone says, it doesn't really matter. I gotta be this athlete or whatever the hell I am. I gotta be me and continue being me.
So it's a good segue, and I'm imagining the following. You do things that you're passionate about:
Hmm.
skateboarding,
Hmm.
sports.
Hmm.
Those two
Kids.
things you're passionate about, and you made a decision. I want to play in those areas.
Yeah.
So first, skateboarding. Why skateboarding?
A natural thing, man. That shit was natural. I was watching some damn TV show every damn day. Kid was skating on there. Shout out Alex Midler. Um, Alex was skating on there. He was a kid at the time. He ain't no kid no more. But I was watching Alex, and man, it just made me want to pick up a board and shit. I do not know to this day, Brett. I still like, that goes back to one of those when I told you I would perform for my damn grandmother and them for hours, and you could have called me after I was finished and asked me why did I do that, and my answer would always be I don't know. So these are natural beauties of again, knock on wood, thank God, that God's blessed me with. So that is just a natural thing. I don't know where the hell, Brett. I woke up one day and noticed I had a whole skate park on my roof. I had the keys to my own indoor skate park and was like, what the hell? You skate? Like, what? It was like, keep killing it because I love it.
Do you realize, do you ever think about, and maybe you don't, but what the skateboard community thinks, how you've benefited them, and you know what I mean? Like that association it's cool.
Yeah, it's past cool. I don't, at one
It's
time I did.
lifestyle.
At one time I did. At one time I did. I did wonder if they figured. Only thing I wondered if they did. I didn't want them to think that. Come on, bro. You're just another rapper or just another
Yeah.
musician picking up a board for an album for trying to sell some type of look or something. Bro, stop. Don't come over here. Don't bring all the cameras over here for us just for the benefit of yourself. So that's why that was another reason I had to show that no, man, I am into skating. Yeah, I mean, I got some homies that skate, but I love them to death, but I am into skating. You know what I mean? I'm busting my ass. I done had 4 surgeries already. Probably need another one, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
So now sports. So I had the privilege. It was my first interview through Original Bamboo, the Instagram. Quinnen Williams, who's just awesome. He's signed under Young Money Sports.
Shout out Q.
Like, which I love talking to. Like, I can imagine you. This is an outlet. This is you being excited about a passion. Is that the case?
This is Brett. That's my passion, and this is me. This is me just being thankful for my blessings. This is me just saying, you know what? Wow, you are able to. This is me having my blessing, saying, man, you're able to do, almost whatever you want. What do you want to do? And that was just like, it's almost one of those things like, what do you want to call it? Like, what's the cliche? A kid in the toy store, whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You tell a kid, you can have that. You're like, I can have that, and you're like, and that too. Like what? So that's how it was. Like I could start my own sports agency, and I could actually have actual athletes, and I can help them out for real. And like I was like, what? And so that's all that was.
So when Isaac Okoro was drafted number 5
Shout
in the
out
NBA
Isaac,
draft,
man. Yes.
what does that feel like?
Off the other night too, Brett. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When he's drafted as the 5th pick, what does that feel like?
What'd you say when he's drafted?
When Isaac was drafted as the 5th pick in the draft, what was the emotion like? How does that feel?
Man, Brett, I think that was almost like getting that call back then in them days that the kids don't know too much about. But that was like getting that call from Baby and Slim and them saying, "Shorty, check the billboard. Check. Go get the bill. You got the magazine. You got the new one. Check it. They got that triangle by your name. You made it. You did it. They got that track." That's what that was like. Like, man, we dropped the album number 5.
We did it. We did it.
Yeah, that's how that felt.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, so
it's more amazing for him and his family, and then to see what he did for his mom, that made it just extra amazing. It was just awesome.
So Quinnen said, as an example, the reason he chose you guys is it's family. It feels like family. It feels like we're part of the same team and everyone's there for each other. Like that's the emotion a company wants, a family wants, an agency wants, and you're giving it off. But even just feeling your excitement for Isaac, like that's a Jerry Maguire moment. You know what I mean?
I feel, you know, it's funny though. You know, it's funny when I leave here, I don't know where Drew Rosehouse, I don't know where he stayed, but every time I leave my house, during the daytime, he's always running, jogging. He's always getting his workout on, running past the house. He always speak. I don't think he knows who he's speaking to because he never looks twice, but he always speak. And I remember right after that, I saw him. That was the first time I felt like I was driving past. That's just a neighbor, Drew. How you doing, Drew? How you doing? Bump, bump. How you doing?
All right, so big picture questions. Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
That was like you saying that foreign word you said earlier, something about some sleep or something like that. Would you ask me you said who's gonna
Win the Super Bowl?
Brett, that's actually a you know, please forgive me. I'm not trying to be offensive. That's one of the most stupidest questions I've ever heard in my life.
I love your honesty.
I got to answer that for you, Brett. Hold on, Mike. Man, there we go, man.
There you go.
You feel me, man? That's what go with that, man.
All right, the Packers. I like that. I like that.
Man.
All right. So who's going to win the NBA this year?
Brett, that's another stupid one, man. Everybody know the Lakers going right back and repeat that thing, man.
Who's going to be the MVP this year?
Man, I think they finally, I think they finally gonna just can stop being crazy and consider this man Brian. I think Brian gonna go on, you know, Brian gonna. But then you know what? It's so difficult to think Brian gonna get that in like the I think it'll be an 18, 19 year. But you can't. Cause he one of them guys. You just can't bet against. You can't count him out. He like Tom Brady or something. So yeah, I think Brian gonna get him one, and that'll just be awesome. That'd be amazing to get an MVP. That right? Oh man. I want to see that. I think that's all it is. I think I want to see that more than I know it's gonna happen. That's what that is. I would love it, but honestly, if I had to, you know, whatever, give a educated, a real more unbiased answer, I think Giannis gonna get that shit again.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's his year.
Yeah, and you know he just signed the extension.
That's right, 220 some million.
Exactly. I think Giannis is one of those guys that he would want to prove to himself first, but prove to Milwaukee as well and to that team that money means nothing to him, you know, and he would prove that by being MVP again this season.
All right. So real quick, we'll end quickly, Wayne. So at the end of every self-made, I do 10 quick questions. Word association. Give me one word, just one word. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Young Money.
Family.
Christmas.
Family.
New Orleans.
Family.
Skateboarding.
Love.
Mac Main.
Family.
Drake.
Family.
Love.
Everybody.
Packers.
Family.
Bamboo.
Fucking family.
Nikki.
That's my baby.
All right. Wayne, I love you.
I love you, Brett.
I love your honesty. I'm so happy, honestly, honest to God. And you don't want to hear this, but I'm going to tell you, you know, back 4 or 5 years ago when we started a relationship together, my favorite, I'm the guy I need the chip on my shoulder. I need the fights. I need to prove everybody wrong. I need to say fuck you to everybody. And at the time, Wayne, you were in the middle, you're at the latter part of not being able to put on any music.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of stuck in idle. You're in an idle, you know, the car is in neutral.
Yes.
And you don't want to hear this, but everyone's saying, you know what, you don't want to work with him.
I already know.
It's like Jordan when he retired the first time. It's like, fuck you. He's going to come back. Baseball. He's going to be enormous. That's right. He's going to be enormous. He's going to do it. He's going to be nothing fucking changes. Have confidence. I love backing the people who everyone else doubts. And when I think back, again, maybe you didn't see it, but I
Oh, I
did, and
know.
it fucking drives me. It drives me.
That's
And it
exactly one of my
feels so
motivations
good.
too.
When Carter came out, when Funeral came out, it feels so fucking good to be a cheerleader on the sideline saying, this fucker, look at him. He listens. Don't believe that shit. He hears everything. He sees everything. He's smart as fuck. His music's amazing. Don't question, because he fucking knows it.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what the movie is. It makes me feel good about me, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yes, it does. It makes a whole bunch of sense. And what you just said makes me feel fucking great about you, Brett.
Oh,
Because
thank you.
trust me, Brett. I already know how it was, and I already knew just from artists and just from this world today, plain and simple. You know, people they show that their sense of loyalty, or they show that they're on the reason why they're attached to you, or the reason why they have any when you're in the face of adversity, not when they're in the face of adversity,
Yep.
because when they're in the face of adversity, they need you. You know what I
Yep.
mean? They
Yep.
need you. They need everything about you. I need you to come stand with me. I need you to do. But
Yep.
when you're facing adversity, where you at? Who's around? Who's helping
Correct.
me? You know what I mean? And so that it shows a lot, Brett. And to know that that's what you did and stood up for me like that,
Oh,
it was a
it
rare few that did so. A rare
it's
few.
the it's the easiest thing in the world, man. Fucking support those who support you. Don't let people down. Fucking be there for people. It's the greatest feeling in the whole world. If you can be there for people, help people, there's
Nothing
nothing
more
better.
rewarding.
And you
Nothing
and
more rewarding. That's why
it's
when you asked me about drinking a Nick, I told you I still just sit back and watch that flower grow. It's nothing more rewarding.
Oh, my friend, I love you. Congratulations on all your success. Fucking keep it going. You got huge supporters in your corner every day. Keep putting it out and don't stop.
Love, man. Thanks, Brett. I
Cheers,
love you.
everybody. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers,
Bamboo,
everybody.
baby.
Cheers
That's
to the
right. That's
bubble.
right.
Cheers to
That's
the
right.
bubble.
Bamboo,
Shout out my
bamboo.
little cousin with the music on SoundCloud, Dante.
Love you, Wade. Take
Love,
care,
Brett.
everybody.
Love.